right, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking box jumps today. Box jumps, huge fan of jumping, right? I mean, essentially, if you think about all of the lifting that we do, we mainly talk about our foot positioning, right? So our foot positioning is we call it the jumping position. The jump is essentially what we do is the clean. So the clean is nothing more than a jump and a catch. The snatch, we're jumping with the weight from the ground in one movement, putting it all the way up overhead. So a jump is, I'm going to say, essentially something we do every single day. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, we're always ready to jump, and I mean, explosive power as far as keeping our feet underneath the hips, full extension. I mean, again, not rounding the back, and not having our feet essentially too wide, right? We talk about people jumping with a very, very wide base. We call it the landing position, right? You don't necessarily, or you're not going to jump as high as you can with a wide base, right? And so if I ask you to jump through the roof, this is typically what we do with our athletes, ask you to jump through the roof, you would not put your feet very, very wide. You'll put them essentially directly right underneath your hips, and then you're going to jump from that position. But so jumping is something huge that we do it consistently. That will never ever change. That's essentially all of the movements are based right around that core stability, that jumping position. The next thing I want to talk about is the way that we essentially step down. I'm going to say I step down. So I recommend stepping down from each box jump. So that's putting our feet underneath our hips. We're jumping on top of the box, and then we're stepping down, right? Another way to do this is to jump down and then to jump right back up, right? So the cycle time on that will be faster. However, in my opinion, it's just not worth it to do. The risk reward, the amount of benefit that you'll get from rebounding the box jumps just isn't there for me right now at the time, or for any of our athletes. So, I'm not a fan. I know one other owner, and it could be in my head, but essentially I know for a fact that he ruptured his Achilles, and it was from rebounding box jumps in a sense, and I'm sure you'll hear more stories about that. Now, granted, you can, walk down the street and step on the curb wrong, or step up on a curb, and then your Achilles will rupture that way. Absolutely, but the chances, the probability of that happening by stepping down is a lot less likely than that would happen if you jumped, right? So your probability of rupturing or having something go wrong from jumping down on a box is a lot more greater than stepping down. So I'm a huge fan of stepping down, and it's very quick. I mean, I don't, maybe what you save a second on a jump, which, if we have 42 today, you're looking at 42 seconds. That could be the minute difference between getting sub 10 on Christine today and not. But at the end of the day, I'm good with it, and you should be too, right? So always know that safety is much more important, right? If in fact we injured doing a box jump now, you'll be out for, months and months, and now you really can't do exactly what you wanted to be doing at the time, all because of you wanted to rebound. Or I'm not saying that's the main reason, but again, very, very, you want to be focused on the reason why you're rebounding, right? And if you're talking to me about making the games and competition type deal, then that may be a different conversation. But for 99.999% of our athletes, including myself, I'm stepping down, man. No rebound box jumps for me or our athletes. And that probably, I wouldn't say never, but that is very, very highly likely I will ever recommend box jumps, especially in training. It's just not worth it to me. The risk reward isn't there. And so really, really something to think about. And so I respect anybody who rebounds and, says that they're getting a much better workout, or, for me and where I'm at and what I'm trying to do and my goals and my vision, rebounding box jumps just isn't part of it. Hope that helps. Whether you rebound or not, be safe out there. Again, jumping is huge. So if you're not jumping, you need to start. And if you haven't jumped and you're not comfortable, here's the easy way to do it. See this box right here? So we got a 20-inch box right here. This is what we jumped on today. We have a 16-inch, which is a little smaller than that. But again, you can get one of these plates right here. Get one of the plates, take the plate down, put it right by the box, right here, and then jump onto that plate. And the plate's only going to be here. And then once you can do that, you can stack another plate, and then another plate, and then another plate, right? This right here, this box, probably the most dangerous piece of equipment that we have, in a sense. I'm going to say that we had about maybe 3 injuries, two of which we had stitches on shins, missing the jump and then hitting the corner. It certainly doesn't feel good. A lot of people can get lazy or complacent on the box jumps. That's where the injuries happen. That's when we slip. We don't jump as high. We don't focus. Our mind is on the deadlifts or the row, or I'm only on round 2. Something to that nature where our mind goes and we lose focus on jumping, because everyone can jump. I mean, you can jump. You've been jumping on it, and I mean, if you start the workout, you're going to continue to jump on it. But it's not from a factor of you're not able to do it. It's a slip of mind. It's a slip of focus. That's when the injuries happen. That's when you won't get as high, or you'll slip. You'll become, unfocused, and that way. So remain focused on all of your box jumps, whether you're jumping on this. It would be great to have all Rogue soft plyo boxes where if you did fall or if you did trip or slip, it's hard foam. So it's not going to it's not going to damage you like a corner piece of wood would. So depending on where you jump, be careful on that. But at the end of the day, box jumps are very, very important. And just because you're afraid to do it, or, you can always jump onto something, right? Go out to a playground, jump on a bench, jump on a brick wall or something, step up. I mean, right outside the box, there's a wall that you can jump on. You can step up on, and you can do all these different things. You don't need to go out and make boxes or buy expensive boxes, right? These boxes or levels, I mean, they're in and around our lives, wherever. Just look around, and then just in the middle of the nowhere, just jump on a box, jump on it, see what happens, see if you get all these looks. But seriously, box jumps are very, very important. They correlate with the clean, with the snatch. So keep jumping. Hope this helps. See ya.